Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 125. And I got something special, incredibly special for you today. But before we dive into that and these two little sweet things, they smell fantastic. I want to catch up. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen you. Last vlog I loved. I asked Josh to film. I was at bodybuilding.com. I got stuck in Boise, Idaho an extra day. It was just a disaster. With everything I did in bodybuilding.com, I was not available to film the vlog. It was just too much. If you missed last week's vlog though, it was awesome. I loved it so much. I smiled the entire time. It was the team minus like a few people, but like unimportant people like me, Kelly, Robbie. We're not that interesting. But it basically was an amazing opportunity for sort of the key players at Tiege Hanley, other than like Rob, Kelly, myself, the chemist, and us. It was an incredible opportunity and a great video to sort of hear the backstory of everybody. And I have never heard the backstory on most people like that. And so it was absolutely a great vlog and something incredibly exciting to watch for me, because I didn't know Akin's like backstory the way that I do now after watching that vlog. All I know is that Akin, along with everybody else, has been, oh, Kathleen, she wasn't in the vlog. Kathleen's very important, but we'll talk to her when we go out in Chicago this month, actually. I'm going out to Chicago end of April to go for our first quarterly meeting, and excited to be doing that. But Akin, he has been knocking it out of the freaking park. Like, I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't know how good he was going to be and how he was going to just come in and automatically and instantaneously have such an impact on the direction of Tiege Hanley. So much so that once he got in and sort of started diving in and playing around with what we're doing, we actually let one of our agencies go. As you guys know, we hired a bunch of different agencies to help us with branding, with retention, with Facebook, with some other ones. I can't even think right now. But after Akin came in and sort of saw what was going on, he basically was like, yo, I can do the things that the Facebook people are doing. And so we let our Facebook agency go. It was funny, kind of, because we got fired from Ryan. Ryan, remember, like way back, there was a vlog I did where I talk about getting fired, where my friend Ryan Masters, who sort of got us up to speed on our Facebook and our remarketing and all of our like paid, advertising, he fired us because it wasn't the fit, and it wasn't something that he wanted to do long term, or he was done. Like, it ran its course, and it was totally cool and no hard feelings. And I think the same sort of thing happened. The agency that we hired to help us with Facebook, we got some help from them, and they were good. But Akin now is sort of taking the ball and running with it. And so, it's not you, it's us, and thank you so much for your help. They're a great agency. We still may use them for certain things because they're really good at certain things, but for right now, we're like, yo, we got it. So that, in and of itself, is pretty amazing, because the agency and using that agency wasn't like inexpensive. Like, when you hire these agencies to help you with these different areas, they're expensive. Monthly coming in, you're spending a lot of cash to help, or to have that help and that expertise. Akin comes in and is like, hey, I can take this off of their plate and take it in and absorb it into what we do, which is incredibly exciting and something you should look for and strive for. So Akin comes in, he starts looking at things, and because he is an expert and he has done this, and it's not like a fluff the resume, I've done this, like, he's done it, and he's done it on big scale, big things, big companies, as you probably can gather from last week's vlog. He comes in and looks at a few things and is like, this isn't what we need, and I can do this, and I can make more progress. I can reduce our cost, and I can help prospect more effectively and efficiently than the agency is doing. And so it was a pretty amazing situation and scenario, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The other thing that Akin did, which was amazing, he took a snapshot, and not a snapshot, he did a deep dive on Tiege Hanley's competition. He analyzed their competition and then put together a report, basically, that went like crazy in detail and in depth as to what our competition is doing and where Tiege Hanley ranks in specific areas in terms of like SEO and page views and stuff like that. And so it was eye-opening. We have a lot of work to do. We're doing a good job in some areas, but horrible job in others. And so, it's all good news though, because we've got a lot of opportunity for improvement. And it's sort of one of those things where it's like, okay, we've gotten here with what we've done and what we can do and what we're good at. But now bringing people in and getting them involved that can help us sort of take it to that next level is something that is only going to benefit Tiege Hanley moving forward in the future. And the exciting thing is that it's not going to take months or a year or years to see results. It's pretty much going to be instantaneous. And that's one of the beautiful things about being a small company. You can basically change things on the fly. You can do minor tweaks and see immediate results. A lot of these companies, like big companies, like in terms of skincare, like Jack Black's, right? If they want to try something or change something, it's even more now that they got acquired. There's all sorts of people that are involved that need to, it needs to trickle down, and they need to test this, and there's so many hoops that you need to jump through in order to get things executed, to see if it's working or not. And Tiege Hanley, we're small, we're nimble, and so that's beautiful. As we grow, it's going to get a little bit more complex, because at the end of the day, when you change something, it does affect other areas of the business. And so you just got to do things methodically. But being small is sort of our advantage right now. We can be nimble, we can change, and we can execute quick. Something that does not happen quick is product development and innovation, which brings me to these two little sweet bars that you may or may not ever see. And that's the point of me talking about it. So product innovation. Tiege Hanley wants to be innovative. We need to always have things that we're working on or that are in development, so that if we want to add things to our repertoire or our offerings, we have them ready to go and ready to roll. You saw, and we've been talking about acne for like a year, right? It's taken an incredibly long time to develop the product, to test the product, to develop the product, to test it some more, to get approvals, to get ingredients, to get it takes a long time. And so for us to ever add anything, it needs to have like a pretty good runway in order for us to sort of work up, build up, and get ready to execute and to actually have that physical product. We have been developing a lip balm, which is something that we think we will launch at some point. We're going to launch a lip balm. How we offer it, how we sell it, how we sort of incorporate it into the Tiege system is still sort of on the fence, but lip balm is in development. We're working on packaging. I'm so excited because I use lip balm, and most people do. Now, in terms of, fitting it into a system, don't know how that really works. It may be just like an add-on product that you can buy like one time, or when you're getting ready to renew, you might just like add it to your cart or something like that. We're still working on the method to execute it. We're still working on the product. It's not 100% developed, but that's something that we're working on. Another product in the innovation pipeline are these, or this. These are two samples of an exfoliating body bar. These aren't right. And it's funny because we've been talking about this. We think it'd be great to have something in the shower that, exfoliates your body, doesn't like dry out, it moisturizes, it cleans, and it's good for your skin, right? And so we have been developing and working on the body bar. And it's not right, it's not ready, but these were two of the first prototypes and samples that were sent to me. Rob tried it, Kelly tried it, and it was so funny. And I just wanted to kind of tell you the story. So I get these, right? They sent them to me, and I'm all excited. They smell amazing. I won't sort of divulge like the scent or what's in it or anything like that, but they send these to me. And you know, one obviously has more exfoliating property than the other. One has more of another ingredient. And so I wanted to try this one first, thinking like, okay, I like a nice exfoliating bar. And you know, exfoliation is critical to, you know, remove dead skin. It helps like with breakouts and all sorts of stuff. And so I use this bar, right? And there is a lot of the exfoliating properties that we use in the scrub. And so it's very condensed. There's a lot of it. And so I started using it, and it was apparent, like literally, instantly, that whoa mama is about ready to like take my nipple off. This thing exfoliated like crazy, like way too much. So I tried to like lighten up, and it was just, it's too much. And I don't know that the exfoliating property is right. It works, you know, in the face, you know, in scrub, but in a bar, I don't know if it's too small or whatever. We're still working on it. But another prototype was, okay, let's reduce the amount of exfoliant in the property or in the product and add something else along with it. And so I get this and try it the next day. And still, this was even too much and really was uncomfortable and stung a little bit. It wasn't right. Back to the drawing board for the exfoliating body bar. But it may never happen. We may never launch this product. But the point of this is just to let you know you've got to try things. You've got to have things that you're interested in developing and then start the process, because it's not as simple as we want this. Because we customize everything, because everything is our formula and we're not private labeling anything, you know, we've got to try different things. We've got to try it and test it. Use it for a week, use it for 2 weeks, see how it moisturizes, see if it's drying, how you feel after using it. I mean, it is a very intensive process to develop anything. Innovation, baby. Tiege is all about innovation and amazing products. But now, there's an amazing question. There's only on the last vlog like one business-related question from Bryce Rogers. He says, I'm sure you've talked about names before, but could you lay out some good tips for naming a business? My partner and I are really wanting to get our idea into motion and make it an LLC. However, we keep getting caught because we can't think of a super strong name for an app website. Should we be worried so much? That's it. Should we be worried so much? Naming a business, in my opinion, is tons of fun, right? Everybody likes thinking about that name. But the more I sort of experience, the more I look to see what's out there, the more I realize that the name I don't think is as important as the product and the marketing. You know, you think of some products and super incredibly successful products, and you think of like the name, you'd be like, what? Like Nike? What Nike? Okay, I know what Nike, but like Nike, like, okay. It's just because it's out there and everybody gets it and they make an amazing product. Uber, what's an Uber, right? Lyft makes a lot more sense to me. Uber, like, who knows? But everybody thinks of it. Google, like all these words and business names that you hear of. Tiege Hanley. Like, when I first heard Tiege Hanley, I was like, Tiege Hanley, really? I wasn't wild about it. You know, I don't think you need to get hung up so much on the name. The other thing I would say is that, you know, you don't need to wait until you've got the perfect name for incorporation and to start the process. I would say that if you can think of a good name, you know, that sort of is easy to remember, you know, go for it. One lesson that I learned the hard way was that when I started Alpha M Image Consulting, I thought that my URL or my website needed to explain exactly what I was. And so it was alphamimageconsulting.com. My email address was aaron@alphamimageconsulting.com. I came to realize very quickly that it was way too long. And if I would have just been like, yo, Alpha M, because I thought back in the day that you needed your website to explain. And really, I don't think you do. You need to be short, you need to be quick, you need it to be memorable. The other issue is that with the amount of people that are buying domains, you know, it's getting more difficult and more tricky. And so sometimes having like abbreviations or cutting it shorter or just making it easy for people to find it and remember is the most important thing. But at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with the name. In my opinion, It's important, but ultimately the product is the most important thing. If you make a superior product or an amazing product, but then you've got marketing behind it, because at the end of the day, I feel like marketing is almost not more important. You need to have a great product, but I think marketing and getting the message out there is even more important than the product itself, because I've said this before, you can have the most amazing product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, if nobody hears about it, if you don't have a way or a mechanism to get it out there, it's going to die an amazing product. Nobody's ever going to buy it. Marketing is the most important thing you can do to basically propel yourself in business to success, in my opinion. And that is it in terms of business questions. I'd stay longer, but there are no questions. Guys, if you've got a business-related question, down in the comments, let us know. It can pretty much be anything, even if I've covered it in the past, but I need to go deeper, I will. Make sure to start your comment with business question or something like that so that I can sort of decipher and figure it out. But that's it. Amazing. Next week, other updates. I hope you sort of liked this, the fact that I'm telling you. And that's the thing. I wanted to share this with you because this was really cool. It was really cool to get a new product and to try things and to have it fail. Like, it's okay. Like, a lot of times I think people are scared of creating something and having it fail, but it's part of the process. If we want to be the best company, have the best products that we possibly can, part of the process is, effing it up and trying things that we think are good and realizing that it's not. Like, a lot of times things look good on paper, but when you actually try it or use it, it's just not right. So keep that in mind. Failure and having to make modifications and changes is great because it gets you one step closer to that perfect product or something that resembles a perfect product. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Guys, you rock so hard, it's ridiculous, and we love you more than our double monk strap shoes. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.